Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today we'll be taking our DJI Tello Python series to the next level, because in this video we're not only controlling the drone anymore, but we're going to access its camera. And by the end of this video you'll be able to see a live video feed from your drone, take pictures using Python, and even record video directly from the drone's camera. So basically this is going to turn our drone into a flying camera system that's controlled by Python. So without any further ado, let's get started. Before jumping into the code, make sure that your drone is charged and connected to your computer's Wi-Fi to prevent any errors from jumping onto the screen and preventing you from connecting. For this project, we're going to be using two main libraries. We're going to be using the DJI Tello Py module and also OpenCV. If you don't have OpenCV installed, head on over to your terminal and type pip install OpenCV Python and hit enter. Also, if you don't have the DJI Tello Py module, type pip install DJI Tello Py and hit enter, and now you're ready to start coding. I'll be using PyCharm for this tutorial if you want to follow along. As always, we're going to start off by importing our libraries. So I'm going to start off by saying from DJI Tello Py import Tello, and also we're going to import CV2, and lastly we're going to import time. Then we're going to create a variable called Tello and set it to Tello. This line over here creates our drone object. You can call the variable whatever you like, but make sure it's set to Tello. Under this line, we're going to say tello.connect. This line is responsible for connecting our drone and Python script over Wi-Fi. And for fun, let's also print out the battery percentage that we know that everything is connected properly. So we're going to say print, in these parentheses, we're going to say battery tello.getBattery. Now here comes the exciting part. We need to turn on the drone's camera system. So to do that, we're going to say Tello stream on. This tells the drone to start sending live video data to our computer. Now we need to grab that video feed. To do that, we're going to create a variable called frameRead and we'll set it to Tello get frameRead. This line gives us access to the live frames coming from the drone's camera system. Also, we're going to create a few more variables that we're going to use later. So we're going to have a variable called recording and we'll set it to false, and also have another one called out and we'll set it to none. Now let's display the video feed. We're going to create a loop that continuously shows the camera output on our screen. So we're going to say while true, and inside of this loop, we're going to have the current frame of the drone displaying using OpenCV. We're going to create a variable called image and I'll set it to frame.readFrame. And we're also going to say image, and in these parentheses, DJI Tello frame read image. This text over here is what goes at the top of our window when we run the program. So now every frame that's coming from the drone will be shown in real time. Now we need to create another variable called key. We're going to set it to CV2 wait key. In these parentheses, we're going to have 1 and the bitwise operator. This line tells OpenCV to wait 1 millisecond and check if a key was pressed. Without this line, the OpenCV window wouldn't respond to keyboard input. This is a bitwise operator that keeps only the lowest 8 bits of the returned value. This helps make the key codes consistent across the different operating systems and OpenCV versions, because sometimes OpenCV returns extra bits in the value, especially on Windows. This line helps remove those extra bits and makes the keyboard detection more reliable. Now let's move on to the next part where we're going to make things more interesting. We're going to add some keyboard controls. So while the video is running, we can press a key to take a picture, start recording, stop recording, and even exit the program. So for example, if we press the P key, we're going to take a photo. So to do that, we're going to say if key equals old P, this checks if the P key was pressed. And below this, we're going to create a variable called file name, and we'll set it to photo, and we'll call the photo whatever the timestamp was when the P key was pressed. Then when I save the file as the .png. And below this, when I have CV2, I am write file image. And when I print photo saved, and then when I call the file name variable that tells the user that the picture has been taken. So to quickly explain what's going on, we save the current frame as an image file onto our computer when the P key is pressed, and it saves the file as the current timestamp. Now we're going to move on to our next key, which is R. If we press the R key, we're going to start recording a video. To put this into code, when I say if key old equals R, again this checks if the R key was pressed on the keyboard. Then when I say if not recording, so what this does is that it checks whether we are recording a video or not. If we are already recording, then there's no need to create another video file. But if we're not recording, then we want to start a new session. This will create a video file and start saving every frame from the drone into that file. Next, we're going to have a variable called out, and I'll set it to CV2 video writer. In these parentheses, we're going to have tello video.avi, CV2 video writer 20. This is what's actually going to be responsible for creating and saving our video file. Inside of these parentheses, we have a few settings. Tello video.avi is the name of the video file that is going to be created and saved onto your computer. You can change this to whatever file name you want. Then we have CV2 video writer 4cc. This tells OpenCV which video format codec we want to use for saving the video. For this tutorial, we'll be using Xvid because it's most commonly supported. Next, we have this 20. This is the frame rate. In other words, we're telling OpenCV to save 20 frames every second. The higher the number, the smoother the video will look. And finally, we have image shape 1 and image shape 0. This tells OpenCV what resolution the video should be in. Instead of manually entering the width and height, we're getting them directly from the drone's camera feed. This ensures that the recorded video is the exact same size as the live video feed. Then I create a variable called recording and I set it to true. This tells the program that the recording has started. And finally, when I print recording started, this gives the user some feedback so that they know that the recording has begun. Next, we're going to program another key, which is the S key, to stop the recording and save the video file properly. To do that, we're going to say if key equals Alt S. Again, this checks if the S key was pressed. Then we're going to say if recording. This line checks if we're actually recording in the first place. Because if we're not recording, then there's nothing to stop. But if we are recording, we're going to create a recording variable and set it to false. And this officially stops the recording and also tells the program that the recording has stopped. Then when I say out.released, this is a very important line. What this line does is that it properly closes the video file and saves everything that has been recorded. Without this line, the video file might get corrupted or not saved correctly. And finally, we're going to print recording stopped. This gives the user feedback so that they know that the recording is successfully ended. Now let's look at the next section. We're going to say if recording and out is not none, out.write, and in these parentheses, we're going to have image. This piece of code is responsible for actually saving the video. The first part, if recording, checks whether recording mode is enabled. The second part, out is not none, checks whether the video file has been created successfully. Both of these conditions need to be true before we can save any video frames. Then we said out.write. This takes the current frames coming from the drone's camera and writes it onto the video file. Since this code is inside our loop, everything runs over and over again. So every frame from the drone gets saved, creating a complete video recording. And finally, our last key, which is the letter Q, this will be our exit key. In code, we're going to say if key equals Alt Q, break. So again, this checks if the Q key was pressed on the keyboard. If it is, we execute. The break statement immediately exits the loops and stops the program from continuously displaying the camera frames. After the loop finishes running, we're going to add CV2 destroy all windows. This closes all CV2 windows that are currently open. In our case, this closes the live video feed window. And finally, we're going to have tello.stream off. This tells the drone to stop sending camera data to the computer. This also helps free up resources and ensure that the camera stream is closed properly. And now let's connect everything together and run the program. And there we go. We are now seeing a live video feed from the DJI Tello. We can take photos with a single key press. We can record videos directly from the drone, and we can stop everything cleanly when we're done. And that's actually insane when you think about it. We're receiving real-time video data from a flying drone using just Python. If you want to see the photos and video recordings, they are saved in the same folder where your Python file is. And that's going to be it for this video. In the next video, I'm going to take things further and start controlling the drone in real time using our keyboard instead of running scripts. Also, if you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit the like and subscribe buttons. Turn on post notifications so you don't miss the next one. Also, if you have any questions, suggestions, just want to say hi, then leave them in the comments section below. And until next time, thanks for watching. Peace.